Welcome to all my dear viewers, I'm Petty, and in today's video I'm going to test some special myths in Minecraft to see if they're true or not. I've built a big map like this in advance. Each of these here is a separate myth. I don't even know how many there are in total, but I don't think that's the point. Either way, I can just put 100 in the title, no one is going to count them, and here's the first myth. With this we can theoretically X-ray, so we'll use the piston to push half a block onto ourselves. Well, let's see if it works, but first we have to lie down on the ground using a trapdoor and let's see if it works. And we saw that here under the ground it's full of diamond ores. Very good. This is the first myth true. The next myth is related to the fact that, as you know, there can be 24 entities on a single block at the same time. Because if there are more on it, they start dying, so the number goes back down to 24. This is not a myth. This is a clear fact. Everyone knows this. However, if we jump onto this one block that has 24 entities on it with a kite and wing on us, then theoretically this gives us a boost and we fly off in some direction. I switched to survival mode and let's see, it's too fast, the speed is too fast, okay. I might die, don't let me die, it launched me, I didn't die, I made it on the first try, this is true, this is a true myth, I almost died, but in the end I just got launched. Well, this is great, it works well, okay then let's jump to the next location. The next myth is that, in theory, you can place the sign on any block. This myth sounds pretty weird, but let's test it. We can place it on the pressure plate, on the cake that we would normally eat. We can also place it on the lantern. Let's see, on the pressure plate too. Wait, on this slab, pressure plate. I said, I don't know, maybe. Then here's this little flower pot. Oops, you can't place a sign on the flower pot. Wait, no, I can't. You can put it on the pressure plate, but not the carpet. Honestly, what's the difference? Still, I can't do it here. And the torch? That would be strange since you can't put it on the torch, but that's because the top is burning. So you can't place a sign on every block. Honestly, I find it strange that you can't place it on carpet but can on a pressure plate with no issues. What's next? Now comes the theory that pigs can supposedly survive a fall. If I switch the carrot on a stick in my hand like this, let's go into survival mode and see theoretically its fall slows down. Its fall really does slow down. If I switch, I just started switching a bit too late. Sorry, but not only did the pig not survive, I didn't either. What's going on? But if I just jump down with the pig, I survive, right? I survived this. But if I switch between the carrot and nothing like this, and we actually fall slower, neither of us survives that. I'll test this again now, carefully, as slowly as possible. Oh no, I almost messed up the end, so both of us, this is intense. The next myth is none other than, theoretically, you can place lava underwater without it turning into obsidian. However, there is a way to do this, and that way is the cauldron. So first, let's just place lava underwater, and of course that turns into obsidian. Clearly, however, if we put it in a cauldron, then theoretically nothing will happen, and it will just be lava under the water, literally and really. Damn, but why, huh? It's probably because the game developers didn't make it possible to place blocks inside the cauldron. Because if you could, but you can't. As you can see, then you could have obsidian in it, but this way it's unsolvable, so you can't have obsidian in the cauldron. And this way you can have lava underwater, because underwater lavas are very good people. The next myth is that, theoretically, this simple little seagrass repels lava, so it doesn't let lava flow onto it. But first I want to show you that here is a simple short grass, and if I put lava next to it, the lava will just flow onto it and burn that short grass. And here is a simple little water block by itself. If I pour lava onto it from above, it will turn into stone. As you can see now, let's quickly get rid of this. Quick. So now, based on what we've seen so far, that lava burns the grass and turns water into stone, it's clear that this water should also be turned into stone. There's only one piece of grass there. But if I pour lava here, let's see, it didn't turn it into stone. Look, the seagrass keeps the lava away from itself. That's true really, but it's wild. The next myth is that, theoretically, you can craft a snow golem underwater, but not an iron golem. Who came up with this, if it's true, and why? I don't know, but let's test it out first. Let's start with the snow golem, and it really worked. He's taking damage. Wait, let's check the iron golem. I can't believe you can't do it. What's happening? Why is it only him who doesn't take damage underwater with the snow golem? You can craft the iron golem, but not this one. Minecraft, why are you so confusing? Alright, hang on. Let's just try one more thing. Let's quickly get rid of the water from here. I just want to try one more thing. I'll leave this much water underneath, just enough so it barely flows under. Let's take off the pumpkin head, get another pumpkin head, and put it on. Hey, hang on. I'll show you. This isn't a world without iron golems. You can craft them here, but this doesn't work even though a bit of water flowed underneath. The next myth is that portals can't cross over each other. So if I want to light this up now, theoretically only one portal should activate and the other one, like, across it. No. That one should also activate, since lighting it in the middle ignites both portals simultaneously. Alright, let's see. And really only one lights up, although I knew it would be like this, but seriously, why is it like this? Why can't it be different? And look, now this one doesn't light up across, but if I break this and light this one, then this one lights up and I can't light the other one. But why is that? Why? But really, it would be so simple. Oh, I didn't mean to cross over. So, wouldn't it be easy to make it so the gates could pass through each other? Although maybe not. I don't know anything about game development. However, if I put a pillar in the middle here, then we can light all 4 gates and there will be 4 separate gates. This approach somewhat creates the effect of them crossing, but it's currently the best solution for this issue. The next myth is that even if I open these trapdoors and there will be a block of space here, the lava and water won't flow out. I honestly believe this too, since these trapdoors and the lava act strangely and it just looks weird. It's true, this myth is real too, but seriously, why doesn't the water flow here? How is this designed? I won't say anything. Minecraft is a top-selling game and I like it, but what's the next myth? But it's nothing other than the theory that you can duplicate items using an anvil, but this is in version 1.17, so let's switch over there. And here we are in 1.17. And I filled up my inventory. That's it. The point is just to fill your whole inventory with something. Let's give ourselves a little experience points. And now let's put the item we want to duplicate into the anvil. Now we rename it to Netherite Rude One, and let's put this here as well so the inventory is full. And then theoretically here, now I don't even know, like this, no, not like this, and now theoretically somehow like this. No, well, for some reason this doesn't want to work for me. Here's how you're supposed to duplicate it. Remove this, close it, and it should create another, but it didn't work. I expected it to, but apparently it's fake. Then the next myth says that lightning theoretically only damages entities close to the ground and only hurts those. Let's check this out. I just have to pull this lever, and really, let's say this here. The cow on the 3rd platform, I wouldn't call that close to the ground anymore. But if the lightning feels like it, then okay, now let's strike even more lightning. Maybe it just accidentally missed the ones above, but it seems like no, they're still alive. That's wild. The next myth says that the fire resistance potion doesn't burn in lava, which sounds logical actually, because it's fire resistant, so it shouldn't burn. Well, let's see. Let's throw it in, and netherite doesn't burn in lava either, right? But ouch, that sounded bad. Okay, let's see. Let's jump in. Well, it's not here. It burned. That's fake. But why does the glass burn? I can kind of understand that it melts, but where does the potion go? What even is that? If it stays with the lava, then it's there. It's in the lava, but lava and fire resistance, oh well. A little crafting logic follows according to the next statement. You know, if we jump onto a bed from a height, we take little damage, and you can craft a bed using 3 pieces of wool and 3 planks. So theoretically, if we jump onto this, we should take just as little damage as if we were jumping onto a bed. Well, I already know the answer to this in advance, but let's test it. Let's jump onto the bed. About 3 hearts went down, so if we now jump onto those blocks that you can craft a bed from, theoretically I should only take 3 hearts of damage as well, but no, a lot more hearts went down now about. I only had about 3 hearts left, so that's a big lie. According to the next claim, if we stand under a dripstone like this with lava dripping from it, it won't hurt us. But as you know, if we put a cauldron underneath, the lava collects in it, so this should hurt as well because the lava actually passes through here. But no, it just drips right onto our face. We even eat it. And if we move the mouse, this particle that's dripping down moves with us. We can actually move it with the mouse to decide which way it faces. This is a pretty weird glitch, but that's just a side note. The point is, we can actually stand under the dripping lava and it doesn't hurt us. I mean, that's interesting. It's solved in an interesting way. What's up with you, Minecraft? However, if I put a cauldron here, the lava will slowly start to collect in it. Not too quickly, but slowly. Oops, you see, it's already filled up with lava. That's it. I barely had to wait even half a minute. But I stand under it. Nothing happens. Well, whatever. I was in creative mode anyway. The next statement will be about dragon egg logic, specifically based on the idea that a torch can remove the dragon egg. I'll demonstrate this. As you can see, the torch removed it and we got it. So theoretically, an arrow should also be able to remove it. A falling arrow. I'll quickly show you this. For example, a falling arrow can also break a boat, so if it can break a boat, it should be able to break a simple dragon egg as well. but just look. Okay, let's see if it breaks the dragon egg now. Well, no, it just sticks into it. What the heck is this? And if I shoot at it, nothing happens. That's tough. Now let's have a bit of boat logic. As we saw earlier, if we shoot an arrow at this block and let it fall onto the boat, it breaks the boat. So clearly all these blocks, which weigh much more than a single arrow, should simply break the boat. That's how the myth goes, but reality wants something else. So if I hit this block and the blocks fall, they just land on the boat and stay there. Why does an arrow break it so easily? When I shoot at it, the arrow shouldn't break the boat, but just stick in the side. That's interesting. I think everyone will be able to tell right away whether the next statement is fake or not, except for those who just started playing Minecraft. Pretty much. So the point is, if you walk into a cactus it hurts you, but if you hit it or hold it in your hand it doesn't hurt you. Let's test it out. Obviously when we touch it, it hurts us because the cactus is spiky. Why wouldn't it hurt? But if I start hitting it, it doesn't hurt me, even though my hand is clearly touching it. No, my hand is touching it, it's obvious. Why is it that it doesn't hurt like this? And if I break it, pick it up and hold it in my hand, that doesn't hurt either. I have no explanation for this. There you go. My character usually gets knocked out while hitting it, but now he just pushes the spikes into his hand. I don't know. The next claim is that you can put the Enderman in water, but only if the water is in a cauldron. This thing sounds really weird. Why would the Enderman stay in water when they're basically enemies? Seriously, if I throw him in, he teleports instantly as soon as he touches the water. Let's check it out. I'll put him in the cauldron, and as you see, he doesn't teleport away. If I push him back into the water, he's still fine in the cauldron. It's like magic in Minecraft. According to the next claim, eating a rabbit stew gives you less food than if you just ate the ingredients separately. Let's test it out. If that's really the case, then there's not much point in crafting rabbit stew. So right now, my character is completely hungry. Let's eat every single ingredient needed for rabbit stew except for the mushroom, since you can't eat that. So let's start with the baked potato, then eat a cooked rabbit, and finally a carrot. That gave us, wow, 6.5 hunger bars, a total of 6.5 hunger bars. Now let's craft a rabbit stew. You need all the items from my inventory for this, so let's take them out. Now that I'm completely hungry, let's eat it. Earlier it restored 6.5 hunger bars, but this one only restored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hunger bars. What's the point of this at all then? Maybe it would make sense if you could stack the rabbit stews so all this food would take up less space, but you can't even stack them. So I really don't know what the point of rabbit stew is in the game. According to the next myth, here in Minecraft 1.21 you can already craft the chainmail set, and you could craft it from mebas, like from chains, so from iron chains. Let's see, let's try to craft a helmet first. Well, that didn't work. Nope, not even with that. Let's try a chest plate. Nope, this is a big fake. But if I type chain here in the search bar, it doesn't bring up anything either. Nothing anywhere. Well, it just doesn't exist. You still can't craft chainmail in the game to this day, which is pretty crazy. Chainmail is the rarest in the game. According to the next myth, you can't push these two stairs together with pistons or place them together in any other way. But let's try it anyway. Let's try to push them together with this lever, and well, only one of them moved. Okay, wait, let's disconnect it and try this way. No, it doesn't push it, but why not? It would be so cool if you could combine the stairs like this, right? According to the next myth, it rains even above the clouds. So we need a cloud in. Nice, let's make it nice. Alright, we made a little rain, and now let's go above the clouds, and now we've arrived above, but the rain hasn't stopped. Seriously, why doesn't the rain start from the line of the clouds? I didn't even know this. What the heck? Well, that's exactly why I had the clouds turned off. It doesn't even make sense like this. According to the next myth, you can light anything with lightning. Think of a campfire or a candle. Since we've known for a long time that you can light a nether portal with lightning, I'll show you that. The lightning strikes here. Well, now it didn't light it, it didn't set it on fire for some reason, but it actually can light it. It just needs to set the fire as well, so place the fire down. Oops, now it's good. One coordinate was wrong, so the problem was that the lightning was striking here. I'll show you what the mistake was. You see, it was striking there, and that's why it didn't light up. But here, if I enter one, the lightning strikes one higher, instantly lighting the portal. You see? So this works, okay? But if the lightning strikes this, let's see if it lights up. But no, wait, let's set this one a bit higher too. Well, if not like that, but that's wrong, and if I stand here and call it down like this, it doesn't light up. Okay, but at least it should light the candle, right? No, not even the candle, but if it strikes the ground it starts a fire. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Although we've known for a long time that if we jump into water, no matter how small it is, it could be just a single pixel, we survive the fall no matter how high we fall from. However, if we jump into a cauldron, that's not true. So if we jump into water in a cauldron, we'll still take damage. First, we don't take damage in regular water, as you saw. Now let's try it with the cauldron. Let's jump in. and for some reason I expected to survive, but that's the point, I don't survive. But it confused me that there was water in it. Oh, this next one is a timeless classic. I think I showed it in another video, so we already know the answer. The main point here is that first we move the sun over there so it shines from that direction, and then we build a tall wall here. So this is to shade this little area here. Obviously, if the sun is there and there's a huge wall here, then this area should be completely shaded. And if I put a hostile mob here, the sun shouldn't burn it since it's in the shade, and it doesn't burn. Actually, wait, it does burn, it does. It just needed a little delay. Okay, and you see, but why should it be in full shade? But in Minecraft, the logic of shadows doesn't work like that. Instead, blocks cast shadows downward from above. So, if I put a skeleton here, nothing will happen to it. Even though the sun is burning hard, it still doesn't burn because it's getting shade from above. According to the next myth, projectiles go through cobwebs. I think actually, I don't know, I think this might be true. Does the arrow definitely go through it? Yes, it went through, it's right there behind it. Okay, the egg. Well, I think it should go through, it went through, it went through, it goes through it. Okay, and the snowball goes through it too. It's interesting that the snowball goes through it, but we get stuck in it, and the egg is interesting too. I can still imagine the arrow, that it flies, it moves, but the egg and the snowball, haha, sorry, chicken, sorry. Next one. According to the myth, you can light the obsidian gate with a flaming arrow, or rather the nether gate. Who calls it an obsidian gate here? Since this works on the campfire, you see, you can light the campfire with it. It's pretty wild, so it would make sense if you could light the nether gate too, but for some reason you can't. For some reason you just can't. But what was added later, the campfire, you can light that, but why? I don't know. You see, I'd like to test it on a candle too that was also added later than the nether. Yeah, and it even lit the candle. That's crazy. What the heck? Why doesn't it light the nether gate? The next myth claims that landing on sponge, wool, or snow won't cushion your fall, so you'll still take heavy damage. That sounds interesting, because if you jump onto a hay bale, you don't take as much damage, so let's see the sponge. Well, that didn't absorb anything. I think if I jump next to it onto a grass block, I'll take the same amount of damage. Let's see what wool does. Well, earlier with the bed, it turned out to be the same, like when we did the bed challenge, and now let's check the snow block. It's the same amount, even though all of these should be soft. According to the next myth, the wolf attacks all kinds of skeletons except the skeleton horse. Well, we'll find that out in a moment. Of course, it should attack the regular skeleton. That's right, it's quick, it tears it apart. Then there's a wither skeleton. Theoretically, it should attack that too. Yes, it attacked the wither skeleton as well. Poor thing. Well, that's not how you start. Okay, then there's this stray, what's its name in Hungarian? Kóborló. There's a Kóborló, they attack that too. After all, this is also a skeleton, so logically they should attack the skeleton horse too, but as you can see, they don't attack the skeleton horse. For some reason it's interesting, although the skeleton horse is the only mob that doesn't attack us either. So maybe that's why, but the point is, this myth is true. The next claim is about needing 6 planks to craft 4 stairs, but the stairs are smaller than the planks. Where does the plank go? Well, this was more of a question than a statement, but if you look, do you really need 3, 4, 5, 6 planks to get 4 stairs? What is this? Who came up with this? 2, 3, 4. Here are the 4 stairs, and if we put 6 planks next to them, they're so much bigger and there's so much more of them. You need all of this to craft it, but where does this part go? The one that's cut off, and where did the 2 planks disappear to? This? By the way, I noticed a long time ago that crafting stairs is really not worth it. That's why I always hated building roofs. According to the next mythos, the dispenser can place powder snow and carve pumpkin, but not other blocks. Well, that's interesting. The dispenser really can place powder snow. What the heck? That's crazy. And it can place the carved pumpkin too. That's also interesting, but wild, really wild. But I do know that it can't place other blocks. That's right, but why not? Maybe it can place trinitrotoluene too, but it explodes immediately. Yes, that's really how it is. Okay, we won't use this part anymore. It seems that according to the next myth, we can break wheat by jumping on it, but the anvil can't break it. If I fall on it, what happens? So just look. If we jump on it, everyone knows that the wheat breaks, and so does every crop. However, if an anvil falls on it, which is much heavier than our character, because if it falls on us, we die too. So you see here, nothing happens, or more specifically, the anvil breaks out of its place. What the heck, what is this wheat made of, or how is this designed, because it even breaks from me? It's just plain, simple wheat. You see, I jump on it, and well, let's move on to the next one. According to the myth, these splash water bottles don't have a timer, so basically there are these timed potions, like this night vision one, and if I throw it there, you see its effect lingers there, so to speak. It stays there. But the regular splash water bottle, which is also a splash, you see this is also a splash, and if I throw this, it doesn't linger, it just disappears. But then why is there a separate splash water bottle if we have a regular water bottle that does the same thing as the splash one? So the splash one is basically made for no reason. Actually, not really, since you can brew lingering potions from this. But you get my point. It doesn't have another function. Anyway, the last one. According to the myth, netherite is indestructible unless you throw it onto a cactus, and unfortunately I know this is true even without testing it. So here's, for example, a block of lava. I can throw as much netherite into it as I want, and then I can just pick it up because nothing will happen to it. You can't even hear it burning, you see, it just floats up to the top of the lava. It's totally fine. Hey, you get out of here. But if I start throwing it onto a cactus, then my netherite disappears, you see, it vanishes. But why? I get that a little thorn can do it. I mean, cactus is a tough thing, and before everything that touched it disappeared. But even netherite? That's pretty crazy. And guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much if you watched all the way through. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.